Yo, what's going on? This your boy, your cousin, your homeboy, your friend, your favorite podcast guru, Rex McLeod, coming at you with another Rack City 314 episode. Let's go.
One, two. Gentlemen. For shizzle, dizzle.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Rex McLeod coming at you with another fresh episode. Sorry about not being there with you yesterday. Y'all won't believe what happened yesterday. I came down to do my podcast and I straight passed out. I mean, was knocked out. By the time I woke up, it was like, you know what? I just gotta let it go just for the night. I had ate good, was real tired, had a lot of stuff going on yesterday, and it's just play a mistake. You feel me? So to those of you who was looking forward to seeing me last night, forgive me. I apologize, but I am human. I'm not a robot. I do get tired, and that's why I'm trying to do these shows a little more earlier because getting that late it makes me get kind of tired. So that's your boy Rex McLeod. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So for all of y'all that's tuning in today, I appreciate y'all so much. You just don't know how much I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take these videos down a little bit too. I don't want them to be so long. I want to retain the attention of everybody. I don't really want people to get bored and be moving on real fast because it's taking too long. So I'm gonna try to just keep everything moving. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm gonna do for you. You feel me? So for tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and hit these coronavirus numbers real quick, just real quick. Don't even matter no more because it's like, yo, you either gonna be doing the things the right way and not. I mean, it's just really up to you. It's free. It's a free world, free country rather, and it's like you know what I'm saying. You're gonna do what you got to do. So it's up to you. So I'm gonna just tell you, hit you with some numbers that I see from today. We got 1,384 cases here in St. Louis County. What today was plus 22, which those numbers are looking good. They're going down from the last time I seen it. For Missouri, total overall 9,581 cases with a plus 258 for the whole state. For United States is 1,228,603 with a plus 24,252 for today. Um, it is what it is. Globally, 3,754,188 with a plus 95,221. So what I can tell you all is that you might want to, if you ain't social distancing, just make sure you social distancing. Be careful on the things that you're eating from certain places. And people are coughing and sneezing around you, or you see it ahead of where you're walking, try to avoid the area, you know what I'm saying, or get the hell up out of there. That's all I can tell you. Don't let it consume your whole doggone life because, you know what I'm saying, these things are things that are being used to pretty much have you in certain type of ways, you know what I'm saying. And one thing somebody had brought up, they had not seen um, major cases going on with homeless people. So the homeless people doing something right, you know what I'm saying. And I quite often ride past them and be like, man, they don't have corona just flying around over there. And I can only think that they outside, the air is constantly blowing, not enough chance for it to really set in anywhere. So I don't know. Take it how you want to. You know what I'm saying? St. Charles, other areas further out past St. Charles are all open fully. I can definitely encourage you not to go and fill up those areas because you don't want to, increase herd transmission. So just be careful. And that's another word that they've been using a lot, herd. You know what I'm saying? Herd, we know that is used with a lot of animals and things of that nature. So remember what I told you all about that chart that I had posted up on my own personal page, and I might post it up in on the Rex McLeod page, Rex City 314 page rather, and let you further go through that. But it is saying that dealing with cattle and sheep at this moment, so they're separating cattle from sheep. and that's how you're being looked at. So just know what it is, study it, know what you're looking at, and just move forward. Okay. Um, to all of you who are looking at the page, I want to welcome you all to Iraq City 314. Thanks for keeping the trill and the feel. I appreciate you all so much. You know what I'm saying? You just don't realize how much I appreciate you all. All right. And another thing, check on everybody who has anxieties, things of that nature. Talk them down, let them know that they are human. They are not machines, that they are allowed to have emotions and things of that nature. Be a good person, be a good neighbor, like State Farm. Just be a good neighbor. Let these people know that everything's all right and you're there for them. All right. Now, to move on, the word for the day is truckle. It's a verb to act in a subservient manner. The word again is truckle, a verb to act in a subservient manner. You do have a word of the day every day so that you can kind of like stay up on your vocabulary and your education, you know what I'm saying? And try to use these words to kind of impress people, let them know like, hey, you got a much better word than using things like her and there and things like that. I'm not saying anything wrong with using Ebonics. It's all up to you. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you. And don't be there to judge anybody else. Just be you. Be the best in your skin that you can be. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, for all of you, I want to tell you all to visit our Facebook page, visit the YouTube page. When you get to the YouTube page, please go on, like the page, share, subscribe, bang that notification bell, bam, bam, hit it, make it ring if you can. You know what I'm saying? So you can stay updated with things that's going on the Facebook page. Like it, share it, comment, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate you doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, Another thing, we're going to be having their merchandise coming real soon. I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting right back up with my embroiderer and my seamstress and make sure that they provide some quality products so I can have pushed out. So you guys should be seeing some real soon. You know what I'm saying? So these are just updates to let you know what to be looking out for. All right. Now, COVID-19 helpful tips: sneeze into your arm, cough, into your arm. Try, if you're sick, stay at home. You know what I'm saying? If you see people who are sick, try to encourage them, with some information that to try to help keep them safe. Do what you got to do. Just be the type of person that's going to help others, you know what I'm saying? Not just yourself. Now, to get to some interesting information, interesting news, all right? Because a lot of you have been following the jogger from Georgia who has got, he pretty much got killed by some, I mean, we could just call it what it is. I mean, there's some racist assholes who basically confused him as a guy who was, who fit the description of a break-in robber, like a person that break in people's homes. You know what I'm saying? They confused this young man. He was jogging down the street, didn't have any weapons on him, anything like that. There appeared to be somebody who was pretty much driving behind him, recording. Apparently, he was already being chased and messed with as he was running, and like a bystander, innocent bystander that was driving in their vehicle, start recording. Now, I have some different views about that. Maybe this person was part of that and they wanted to document the stuff and didn't think that it was going to go that far. Don't know. It just leaves a lot to the idea of what actually happened regarding that. It always seemed that there always is someone there with a camera that can catch this stuff, just live. And it's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? To me, like, these people are in the right pace, the right place at the right time to actually catch these violent acts happening. So call it, a chance thing that's just happening at that moment. Don't know, but the guy was there. Now, for what happened, because it seemed like no charges was brought up against this father and son duo, but it really hit social media, and social media just went completely haywire with this going on. And I mean, everybody was chiming in. You have people who are stars that are chiming in. You have just a regular average Joe and the average Jane that was chiming in on how they feel about the situation. Old folks who don't even be on social media like that chiming in on what they felt about the situation. It just highlights a whole different aspect of the game when it comes down to racism, especially racism that's happening during a pandemic. It shows that people are not comfortable in their own bodies right now. They feel some need to try to act like the police need help. The police do not need your help banging on somebody, all right? They do not need your help finding somebody. A lot of the times, if you call the police, all they're going to tell you is get somewhere safe and they'll be there. They do not want you being the police. If you're not the police, don't try to be the police, all right? For all of my Caucasian viewers that's watching, we do not need you to act like the police. All this is going to do is create a worldwide problem. On a broader spectrum, it's just going to cause another problem. You're going to have people that are being violent towards other people out of retaliation because of what someone else is doing. We do not need this in our communities, all right? We do not need you to be police officers because all it's going to do is start a war. And we do not need that going on right now at all. We don't need it going on, period. All right? Black people, stop killing each other. Stop taking retaliation. Let's let the law enforcement do their job. You guys are working for a reason, both sides. All right, both sides are working for a reason. People are paying taxes. Hell, I pay taxes all the time. I get tired of paying taxes, but I realize that there is a balance in this world that we all have to pay taxes for a reason. We have to create a balance in our communities and our economy when it comes down to the public servants that are in this world. They all have to be pretty much doing what they have to do regarding the taxes that are being paid. All right. So definitely let the police do their job. All right. They do not need your help. They will tell you all the time. If you don't believe me, just the next thing that happens, call the police and then say something like, well, I'm going to go out here and go and watch. Just watch. The operator is going to tell you, no, do not do that. We're going to have the police right there. We need you to stay safe. This person could have a weapon. They could have blah, blah, blah. They're going to tell you to go back and mind your business. And when the police come, they're going to tell you to get away from the scene. They do not want you there. They do not want you around. They want you to go on about your damn business. All right. They do not need you to be trying to, be a civil servant. All right. Mind your damn business. Okay. Mind your damn business. They do not need your help. All right. For those of you who are police officers that are watching this, definitely please chime in. Let people know, mind their own damn business. That if they calling it in, that's the best thing that you could do is call it in. Just call it in and let that be it. They do not need your assistance. All right. Now, what is happening from there because of these two white men who was not minding their business? They could have easily been home tonight with their families, doing whatever they have to do, resting comfortably. The police could have handled the situation, ruled out, oh, this is not the guy we're looking for, because apparently that was not the guy. So he killed the innocent black young man who was purely trying to get some fitness in. All right. Now, these two white men have been arrested and charged with murder and aggravated assault in the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. All right, a 25-year-old black man in Southern Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations took Gregory McMichael, 64, and his son, Travis McMichael, 34, into custody Thursday evening, which was today. According to a statement from the statewide law enforcement agency, the arrest came after a video showing the two men on February the 23rd, which took too long for them to get charged. All right. Now, this arrest came after that February 23rd encounter with Mr. Arbery, circulated on social media and sparked a national outcry. All right. I mean, you all been seeing it. I'm not even going to sit back and act like you all have not been seeing it. Don't act like you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, you have been on social media and you have seen it in your timeline. And if you chose to scroll past it, then you're part of the problem as well. Because it doesn't matter if it was black, white, Mexican, Chinese, whatever the case is. It's an act of racism and it needed to be dealt with effectively. All right. Now, if the man who had the video took too long to release that video, I think that he should be brought up on charges as well, because he could have very well been part of the problem. All right. Now, he could have gotten out, stopped it. He seemed to be another a Caucasian male, he could have got out and tried to talk them guys down or tried to help that young man, but he didn't. All right, he chose to record it and just, I mean, to me, you're an accessory to that. I mean, that video could have very well went to a lot of different racial sites, racial groups where people could have chimed in, said a bunch of negative things about it. He could have got as much stardom as he could off that video, and now it was just time to do the right thing because, start feeling guilty. I feel like if you had it that long, then some charges should come up against you as well. I mean, it is what it is. All right. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation pretty much said that the two men had said Mr. Arbery, who was shot and killed outside the city of Brunswick in Glenn County, resembled a suspected burglar, according to a police report. Now, how are they getting this inside information? I do believe that Mr. McMichael, Gregory McMichael, was an ex sheriff's officer. He was part of the sheriff's office. And if he's still able to get this type of information, then that's also part of the problem because he was still trying to be a police officer outside of his job that was clearly over. Now, we don't know whether he quit or got fired, but either way it go, he felt the need to keep doing a job that he was not being paid for anymore. So that seems to be an issue all within itself. He needs to be brought up on heavier charges, even though the fact that I do believe that it was his son that actually pulled the trigger from the back of the truck. The father appeared to be in the street trying to tussle with the young man. The son was the one that killed him. Either way it go, they act together, and they both need to occur those charges, and they need to be convicted. And I mean, that's just, it is what it is. If they get off of this conviction, then we definitely have a system that has failed us, and a lot need to be done after that. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go and do anything, but it's a time when you need to rise up and stand for something, all right? Or you're going to just die for nothing, all right? Like that young man, die for nothing. So it needs to be something that needs to be done, all right? Now, Mr. Arbery, his family described him as an avid jogger who had simply gone out for a run. The Bureau of Investigating the public release of the video, the McMichaels couldn't be reached for comment. A phone number listed for Gregory McMichael has been discontinued and disconnected, like it most likely was, because a lot of their information, I'm telling you guys, before these young men got locked up, there was a lot of information about them that surfaced on social media. I'm telling you, even the person who recorded the doggone video, information started floating across social media. Apparently, the people of Anonymous have they're still at work in the background, so they're tracking down people who are doing these heinous acts, and they were being they were being attacked by the police, and I'm talking about the Anonymous group. They were being investigated because they were releasing a lot of information when it came down to these situations that were going on. I'm going to tell you that sometime when you're messing up that bad, your stuff needs to come out, especially when you're taking innocent lives away, and people can't find out who you are, where you are, and things of that nature. You could be somewhere else planning to do something else, but sometime a big ass spotlight needs to be put right on you, just so people can know who you are. Because there are situations where people go above and beyond, and they don't need to go above and beyond. They need to sit their asses down. I mean, clearly, you went after this young man and you were violating social distancing in the first place. You shouldn't have been messing with him. You should have been away from him. But to be doing that and then shooting at them, I mean, you're in Georgia. Georgia has like a lot of black people down there. You got a lot of white people, but you have a lot of black people down there. This could have easily turned into a war. This could have easily turned into a replay of Mike Brown in St. Louis. It could have easily turned into a Trayvon Martin situation where you got casualties going on. I'm not saying there was things going on, but it could have been. I mean, there was violence still going on during those cases. I mean, who's to say? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's retaliation or not. No, the biggest thing that happened was the Mike Brown situation that, resembled the Watts riots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things do not need to happen to cause a lot of problems in our world, in our community, in our nation. We do not need these things happening, right? And on Tuesday, a Georgia district attorney recommended the case go to the grand jury, but it was unlikely that the grand jury would convene until at least mid-June, as courts in the state remain largely closed because of the coronavirus pandemic. I feel that those men should just stay in jail, all the way through. I mean, even till the grand jury situation happens, they need to just sit in jail. They need to realize and recollect on what they've done. And when the convictions come, they still need to deal with it. Those convictions don't happen, then hey, whatever happens, happens. I mean, it's just if our justice system does not work in our favor, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So the Bureau of Investigations opened its own probe of the case on Wednesday, promising a thorough and fair investigation. Attorneys for Mr. Arbery's family called the incident a hate crime and asked law enforcement officials to arrest and charge McMichaels. Earlier Thursday, President Trump said he hadn't seen the video of the fatal shooting, while noting he was going to receive a full report in the evening. One thing I would like to say is that in no other presidency have we had a president that actually gets involved with things of the, I guess, of the state level when it comes down to violence, and looking over reports, seeing if things are being handled fairly. Now, I know a lot of people have things against Donald Trump. I will say that this president is very hands-on when it comes down to things that are of a concern to the community. So we have to give that to him. We have to give that to him. During this coronavirus pandemic situation, he has said some silly things, but I think everybody looked at things in the wrong context. But at the same time, he has been very, very effective on how he's been moving on handling these situations. So I very well think that we need to cut the president some slack. We need to cut the man some slack, let the man work, let him move, let him do what he have to do. I think he's found his niche and how he handles things. We just need to, have a little faith in the man and stop judging him all the time. Just kind of have some faith in him for a second. Let's see if he can redeem himself and actually be a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? So our hearts go out to the parents and the loved ones of this young man, Mr. Arbery. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. Arbery. Yeah, I'm saying his name right. All right. Our hearts and prayers go out to him, his family, and his loved ones. All right. Former Vice President Joe Biden, the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, said that Mr. Arbery was shot down in cold blood in a sense lynched before our very eyes. And a lot of people were calling this a modern day lynching, which it pretty much did seem definitely like that. All right. His family and country deserves justice, and they deserve it right now. These are the words to Mr. Biden. He said this during a virtual roundtable on Thursday with the African American leaders in Florida. They deserve a swift, full, and transparent investigation into the brutal murder, but our nation deserves it as well. We need to reckon with this. All right. The Republican leaders in Georgia also expressed their support for an investigation after the release of the video. Georgians deserve answers. State law enforcement stands ready to ensure justice is served. Governor Brian Kemp tweeted. Christopher Carr, the state's attorney general, said he was deeply concerned with the events. He expects justice to be carried out as swiftly as possible. In a news conference Wednesday, Mr. Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, said she was initially told by police that her son had been shot by a homeowner in the midst of a home burglary. Ms. Jones said that she didn't question it at the time out of deference to authorities, but later learned through news reports that Mr. Arbery had been gunned down in the street. The video disseminated this week shows Mr. Arbery running along a two-lane residential road as a white pickup truck is stopped in front of him. Mr. Arbery appears to swerve to avoid the truck, which has one man standing beside the driver's side door with a shotgun and another man in the bed of the truck with a handgun. One of the men appears to follow Mr. Arbery, and to grapple in the street as the gunshot is heard. Two additional gunshots are fired. Mr. Arbery is seen trying to run, but he then falls to the pavement. These men were not performing any police function or any duty as citizens of Georgia. Lee Merritt, an attorney for Mr. Arbery, said at a news conference Wednesday these men were vigilantes. They were a posse. They were performing a lynching in the middle of the day. According to Glenn County Police report, Gregory McMichael said he thought Mr. Arbery resembled, he thought, all right, key word there, he thought that Mr. Arbery resembled a man suspected of breaking into people's homes in the neighborhood. He said he was in his front yard when he spotted Mr. Arbery running down the street and called for his son, Travis Gregory McMichael. So he got his son involved in this, all right? And said that he and his son grabbed their guns because they didn't know if the male was armed or not and pursued Mr. Arbery in their truck. Gregory McMichael is indeed a retired investigator with the local district attorney's office. Said he and his son shouted out to Mr. Arbery, "Stop, stop, we want to talk to you." And they pulled up alongside of him. Travis McMichael then got out of the truck. Gregory McMichael said Mr. Arbery proceeded to violently attack his son, which that wasn't the case. And the two shots were fired as the two men tussled over Travis's gun, according to the police report. There are no reports indicating that Mr. Arbery was armed at the time. He didn't have anything on him. If he did, he would have shot them. He was a black man running down the street with some white guys chasing after him in a truck. 9 times out of 10, he would have pulled out a gun if he had one on him. I know if I was running down the street, I would have pulled out a gun and shot him. I mean, there's no, I'm a licensed gun carrier. All right. I'm a licensed. I don't operate with a, oh, I bought a gun, I can have it on me. No, I actually went and took classes, went and qualified, put in my information, gave my my passport photo, all type of stuff out the wazoo, you know, provided all type of court records, you know, that were classified that I had to provide just to get my credentials. All right. So I am a avid gun carrier. I do carry my gun all the time, all the time. And the reason I carry mine all the time is because the minute I get pulled over by the police and they find out that I have credentials to carry a gun, they treat me as if I have a gun on me. So their main concern is to make sure that they search my vehicle until they find the gun so that they can, you know, make sure that it's not loaded. You know, they'll take the clip out, they'll put this little stopper in there, and they'll put it there, and then they'll continue with why they pulled me over. Write me a ticket or tell me why they pulled me over. But their main concern is to make sure that I do not have my weapon readily available to harm them or to, you know, for any accidents to happen. They must do that. That is their job to do that. All right. So I carry mine on me because if they ask me, do I have a weapon on me? I can tell them, yes, I do. I have a gun license. I do have credentials to have this weapon on me. And all I do is submit it to them and they go ahead and do what they have to do. From there, it's just like, yeah, we pulled you over because blah, 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 blah. I can completely avoid my vehicle being searched or them searching me or them holding their hands on their weapons because they know that I'm supposed to have one, that I could possibly have it on me, so I could bypass all of the bull crap. Now, it's just a way that you have to carry yourself when you're dealing with law enforcement. All right. They want to feel comfortable because they know nothing about you. You already know about them. You know that they're a law enforcement agent. You already know that they're known for doing things, but that might not be that officer's intentions. So he already knows that he has things counting against him just by being a police officer. But me, just being a regular citizen, he does not know what I'm capable of doing at all. So he has to protect his life. He want to make sure that he gets home to his family, all right, at the end of the day, or he can get in do the rest of his job the rest of the day. So it's just certain things that you have to do. So if it was me running down the street as a jogger, and 9 times out of 10, I would have my weapon on me. Might not be a big guy, might be a little small one or something like that while I'm jogging. But either way it goes, someone ran up on me and was trying to cause me any type of friction or harm, then I am going to engage them because I'm going to let them know, um, I do have a weapon. Please step away from me. Please step away from me. You give a warning. That warning should let them know, hey, this guy has a weapon. He's giving me a warning. 9 times out of 10, this guy has some type of weapons training, some type of credentials. So we're going to bag off of him. Now, they engage me, then I have a lawful right to defend myself. All right. Plus, I'm a member of the NRA. So, with those things being said, I'm going to conduct myself as if I have those credentials and that I can operate just like they might think that they can operate. So, at that point, we might have a situation. Someone's going to have to back down. But if I'm minding my own business and they're engaging me, then they need to stand down because I'm not posing them any immediate threat. This young man did not appear in that video like he was posing them an immediate threat, nor did I see a weapon on him. And if he did, like I said, pretty sure he would have used it, all right, to protect his own life. No one wants to get murdered in cold blood in the middle of the street and become a product of the gutter. The gutter, for those of you that doesn't know, that's what we call getting killed in the street. You don't want to get lost to the gutter, all right? Now, the failure to hold these two individuals accountable for the killing of Mr. Arbery will mean that white citizens may hunt down an unarmed, non-violent black man in broad daylight and kill him with impunity. We do not need things like that to happen because it can work on both sides. It can work on multiple sides. All right. White people wouldn't just have to worry about black people doing that to them. They would have to worry about Mexicans doing, Chinese people doing it. I mean, Chinese people are getting a real bad scenario handed to them because of this pandemic. So just imagine the type of things that can happen from this. Essentially, this can turn into everyone against white people. All right. Now we need to stop this senseless racism, this senseless violence, because these things do not need to happen. I know a lot of great white people who are against this act that's going on with Mr. Arbery, this jogger that got killed. All right. It's a lot of people that are against that do not want that to be the narrative of this country. We worked so hard to get past the things of slavery, segregation, all of that. We worked hard to get past that. All right. Finally, everybody is starting to trying to work on police violence. The violence that, police brutality, things of that nature. People are trying to work through that. We do not need to be going backwards. We're all in this together. All right. So we do not need any type of violence and wars to be going on just because of race, because of something one set of stupid individuals done to cause another set of individuals harm. We do not need that, especially a black man speaking as a black man. We do not need to be worried about police situations that happen because of others who make it bad for the rest of us. And we don't need to be worried about our fellow citizens that we live next door to or around the corner from trying to act like police. We do not need that. All right. We don't need those things to happen. It's just going to cause people to not trust each other. It's going to make things worse. All right. This is a pandemic. We all need to be practicing social distancing, being safe, and just, trying to get back to the basis and the roots that we all came from. All right. The foundation that we all built here in America, and try to, build upon things, just build to create what we can call a house of love amongst everybody. All right. Now, the case, which made its way through 3 prosecutors in 2.5 months, brought a renewed focus on racial bias in the U.S. criminal justice system. First, Brunswick prosecutor Jackie Johnson recused herself from the case because Gregory McMichael had worked as an investigator in her office. A second prosecutor, George E. Barnhill, also recused himself from the case because his son had worked in the same office from which Gregory McMichael retired. But in doing so, Mr. Bornhill wrote a letter arguing that Mr. Arbery initiated the fight with Travis McMichael and that the shooting was therefore justified under Georgia self-defense and citizens arrest laws, which no, you recused yourself, and there was already a connection that your son had worked in the same office with this with the father, Gregory McMichael. So of course you're going to put forth a letter of a letter of defense for this man, a recommendation letter to try to help him out because you heard his wild ass story, and it's like, leave the man alone. Why didn't you call the police? That's all we can say. Why didn't you call the police? And finally, this is my take on this. All right, I feel that they should completely take away citizens arrest. No citizen should be able to arrest another citizen. Point blank. That's how I feel. I feel that do not have, if you have not been deputized by your police department or sheriff's department to do citizens arrest, then you should not be able to do them. You should have to take a class. You hear me? You should have to take a class, a certification class for citizens arrest, which means that you should understand all local laws, all the laws of the land. In order, you should understand the laws just as much as a police officer to make an arrest. And you should be certified to do so. You should have credentials that show that you can do this. So if you are able to go up to someone and subdue them with a gun or use handcuffs and arrest them to do a citizen's arrest, then you need to be certified. If you're not a police officer and went through police officer training, put forth an application to be hired by the city to do those arrests, you shouldn't be doing them if you don't have those things. So that's how I feel. I feel that citizens arrest they should be taken away. The police should do their job. Let them do their jobs. They do not want you doing their jobs for them. Think about it. Think about it. How does that make your police department look? Okay, we're getting into the real talk behind it. How does this make your police department feel that you stroll in with a criminal doing a citizen's arrest, something that they could have done and got credit for, but no, they don't get to get that credit for it. Their citizens are patrolling themselves. Then you're going to show that you all don't need the police. They might as well just get rid of half that police department and just let the citizens do the patrolling themselves. You know, no, they're not going for that. They don't want to lose their jobs because you want to play police. You want to play police. Think about it. These police go through training. They go through have to do all this fitness, endurance, all these measures to be police officers. They have to go and qualify. They have to take drug tests and stay clean, do right by everyone that they can to keep their jobs, only for you, a citizen, to go and arrest somebody and bring them in, and you didn't have to do any of that. It's like a slap in their face. You know what I'm saying? That now you bringing somebody in and they got to do the report because of what you went and found out. No, that's not right. That you shouldn't be able to do it at all. All right. The most thing that you should be able to do, pop a cap in somebody. They done ran up in your house or ran up on your property, obviously trying to cause you harm or damage to your property that's yours, that you paid for, and you have clear evidence of that. That's about as much as you should be able to do. Anything else beside that, you shouldn't be able to do it. Point blank. Now, with me being a licensed gun carrier, I'm going to tell you some things that I will be upheld to do. And I was told that I have to uphold to these type of things. Like if I'm inside of a bank or store and a gun assailant runs in, rob the place, draw their weapon, put it on someone, right there, I have to, if I have a clear opening to take this person out, I have to lawfully take this person out. Have to, because they have just put people in harm with their actions. All right. Or if someone has just shot someone in front of me, and it's like it's clear, like I know what's going on. Like, hey, this person was just trying to rob them, or they did rob them, or they just ran up to try to kill them. Like I have to make sure that person is taken care of. Now, these are things that have to happen. You know what I'm saying? This person turns around and starts running. I can't shoot them in their back because they obviously are displaying some sort of fear by what's going on in the scenario at that moment. So if I can't take care of them from the front, I can't take them out from the back. It's just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Now, if I call them, hey, stop, and they turn around and their gun is like faced at me, then that's a whole different scenario. But it's always a gray line with everything. So they just need to take away citizens arrest. All right, take it away. It does not need to be there. That's just how I feel. I'm telling you all, that's just how I feel. All right. Now I'm going to do the Takachi Award because this Takachi Award, in my opinion, needs to go to someone. And I'm going to focus around this story for today. So, digital authorities, thank you for showing up because at this moment, I feel that Takachi Award needs to go to, let's see, what was his name? We're going to find him real quick. All right. That Takachi Award needs to go to George E. Bornhill. All right. And that's that second prosecutor who recused himself uh, because his son worked in the same office with Gregory McMichael. I feel you deserve the Takachi Award by trying to save this piece of trash and his son. I feel that you are a piece of trash. You are a maggot. You are something that people do not want to see. You do not even deserve the dunce hat. You don't. What you deserve is to continue to be a maggot in Duntsville, in the trash of the Duntsvillians. That's what you deserve. You deserve to be the maggot, the excrement, the fecal matter in Duntsville. You are the sewage that flows through the sewer of Duntsville, Mr. Bourne Hill. You are clearly a retard. You are clearly stupid. You are clearly below everyone else that is in Duntsville, and you deserve to be there. Yes, you do. You will not get a platform. You will not get to be on a mountain so people can see how stupid you are. You're just dumb, an idiot, stupid face, retarded head. Your body is just freaking retarded still. I can't understand you. No one needs to understand you. We just all need to understand that you just tried to save these two idiots who have clearly got inducted into the Duntsville Hall of Fame, and they belong in the jail inside of Duntsville. So all the Duntsvillians can just laugh and point at them because they clearly was just stupid. They done something dumb and it got them a very idiotic result. Fools, all right? They deserve it. You deserve it, George E. Bornhill, George E. Bornhill, George E. Bornhill of Georgia, George E. Bornhill of Georgia. Just always remember that name. The one who put forth the letter to try to make sense of it. You damn fool. That's what you deserve. And just because you don't get the hat, you do get the sound because we need to know when you moving around again. You don't even need your job position. You need to just quit. Just quit your job. Quit your job, please. Just quit. You don't even need to be practicing anymore. For real. For real. Just like that. All right. Get your sound. Get it. You deserve it. You deserve it. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let that go. All right. Now, to all of you who have viewed, I thank you all for joining in. I do definitely appreciate you all. because clearly you all are the sensible individuals in this community. So I thank you all for being who you are. All right. This story clearly pissed me off because you all can see that it was the only story that I focused on today. So I want you all to really, really remember that we need justice for Mr. Arbery. All right. We need justice for him. That's what we need. So sound off. Continue to be in your social media platforms and expressing yourselves. Tag, um, tag those prosecutors. Tag the state of Georgia. Just tag. Do all the tagging you can. All right. I appreciate you all, and I thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. If they do, grab a shoe, hit them till they're black and blue. All right. Thank you all very much. You all have a wonderful night. And this is your boy, Rax McLeod, coming at you with Rax City 314. Get at me tomorrow for Fan Friday, and we're going to hopefully have a different fan. If not, we're going to go ahead and get back with the Geekster because I had a lot of people that really enjoyed that podcast with Geekster. And we're just going to shoot it from there. All right. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.